recording.
I like when it's on and the lens is off.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's a good pairing.
Sure.
What up, dude?
Nothing. 25.
Woo!
That's halfway to 50.
Ooh, that's a half a year.
Yeah. Half a year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
52.
Guess technically. One more week will be half a year.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we recorded a few that never made it to,
that's true.
to light.
That's right. We have a couple
Couple in the
floating
can.
around.
There's actually some good stuff in there, but
We have to revisit for the best of
Yeah, I
the
don't
best
know
of
about
week.
yeah,
Dude, so what's going on?
Mr. John. Nothing's going on. What's going on? I might go fall into one of those tribute band traps
Go see a
that we were talking about.
Just one? They don't have it's not like tribute night?
No, I think they're doing a couple sets.
Wow. That's a lot of material from one band.
Yeah, and I saw that they definitely try to pull off the whole look.
Oh boy.
So
It's going to be interesting. Hopefully there'll at least be people there.
yeah, it seems like that kind of a gig, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's not like some random band where you'd be like, why are you?
Right.
I don't understand.
Why are you eating chicken wings in between your sets?
Yeah.
Now, hopefully they'll
Why
do...
are you doing a Manfred Mann cover band? Like, what?
Manfred Mann. They have enough songs for 3 sets?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I would be cool. I think it would be cool if you're going to do that with a band like Black Sabbath or Van Halen or like the one band used to do with the Beatles. They should do eras.
Right, sure.
They used to be a Beatles band. I don't remember the name of them. They would do the original Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
Then they would do the Magical Mystery,
Yeah.
Sgt. Pepper's Beatles, and
Trippy.
then they would do the Let It Be Beatles. So they would come out clean cut with the mop tops, and then they would do all the freaky weird stuff with the like those little suits they used to wear on the Sgt. Peppers.
Satiny,
Yeah,
silky, where they're trying to
pajama.
look Indian,
Yeah,
Asian Indian.
exactly.
Yeah.
Asian Indian?
Yeah, when they were playing sitars and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's spiritual enlightening to
Southern
India.
Asian.
I'm going to need a map.
It's in the South.
Like grits?
It's
That's far south.
the Alabama of Asia.
Do they have grits and everything there?
They do, kind of.
Crystal meth? Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
And then they did the last year where they would put on fake beards and scruffy hair. And they did that. That was interesting because that covered all the material. You know
Right.
what I mean, if you look like Van Halen 1, you shouldn't look like Van Halen 1 all the way through to 1984. Kind of clean up a little, change a little bit.
I guess. It's kind of the same. No,
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
You gotta.
I don't look that close.
If the guitar player comes out with the overalls,
Yeah, probably.
and then
Seemed like that from the photos that I saw.
I never seen anybody come out with the Jack Daniels bass. So
No, probably not. Too much to get that done.
I think I was watching the making of it. It was pretty interesting.
Do you think somebody would make that for you without the licensing from JD?
Probably not.
Right.
It was actually on. There's a documentary on Prime to watch called the Charvel Gang.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty interesting. The guys who made all those guitars.
Right.
Like they thrived in the 80s because everybody played Charvels and Jacksons.
Right.
And that they would talk about how they made that bass and how they had a whole skit with it. I never knew that. I never seen it. Van Halen, where I think they said he would come out with a little bottle of JD and a big bottle and give somebody the little bottle and they'd drink it and then he'd bring out the bass and it would be like a big thing for no reason.
Okay.
I don't know. Guess it was rock and roll. Who
Sure.
knows?
Yeah.
But
Chugging it on stage.
right.
Doing that bass solo.
May or may not be iced tea.
Have you seen that bass solo?
Yeah.
It's great.
I think we could skip it. But what do you
Monkeys. Just fucking banging shit in their cage.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
I might as well watch Tom Araya do a solo.
Yeah, let's just put some distortion on it and we'll just hit it with stuff.
Right. I mean, except for I guess if you think about metal bands or whatever, there's really not that many bass solos, right? Cliff Burton,
Right.
Gene Simmons did his little thing with the blood. He didn't really play a bass solo. He made noise.
Yeah.
If you watch that, right?
Right.
He got some blood, got a thunder, whatever.
Right.
But I don't know.
No, there's not too much in that.
I don't know anybody else, right? I don't even know if they give what's his name a bass solo, right?
Well, you probably get like what's his name? I'm just playing with Metallica now.
Rob Trio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He probably.
Think they give him a solo?
Yeah, I've seen it
Oh yeah.
online. I think they gave Newstead solo too.
Oh yeah.
Other than that,
I don't know any other metal bands that have a bass guy doing bass solo. There might be, but I don't know them. Then again, you don't go to that show for that. Did John Paul Jones ever do a bass solo? I don't think so.
no, that guy was doing everything in the world at one time.
Yeah, he was busy.
Yeah.
He's too busy to add his solo on top of that.
He was so
nonsense.
fucked up he didn't think it was wrong to wear Christmas balls on his T-shirt.
Hey, it was a different time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, Geezer Butler must have did something maybe
Right.
before,
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't know. Now it's something because that was funny because that's
You
on my-
consider Primus in that?
I don't know.
No.
That's its own.
That's
thing.
its own thing.
It's just like
Yeah.
that's just like its own little. I don't even think Kenny Lee ever did a bass solo because he's busy all night too.
Yeah. Well, there's
They don't do any solos except for Neil Peart, right?
right because they're doing solos in the tunes,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
He's taking shit on YYZ and La Villa and
They're busy.
and he's playing a lot and tap dancing
Stuff
and
and-
keyboard
yeah.
and singing all the time.
yeah, he's got a full
Amazing, right?
Hmm. I think so. Very. There's nothing like it.
No.
Even if you don't like Rush. You have
Right.
to respect the level of talent.
Yeah.
Commitment.
There's people that try to do it, but it doesn't sound musical.
No.
It sounds like fucking
Mechanical.
parts.
Now,
Yeah.
my question is that, all right, a guy like that, totally skilled, amazing musician, right? You think the other parts just happened to get better because he had the time? You know what I mean? Like, if you're a bass player and a plumber, chances
Right.
are you're not going to get a lot of chances to do the keyboard bass thing, whatever he's doing at the time.
Because he has to focus on 8 hours of plumbing a day.
Exactly.
Right.
So get the 8 hours of plumbing out. Now you wake up after a gig and might as well learn how to play piano. Might as well learn how to use your feet and speak and sing at the same time, right? And so,
Well, isn't that the Taurus pedals? They're only one note, right? Or is it a chord?
It's like a scale.
Yeah,
It's
of
a,
a
it's a
piano,
major,
right?
whatever. It's a major scale, right? It's like
Yeah, so you're just doing like G.
yeah, but it's probably mimics the organ. Maybe you watch a church organ. The guy's always hitting chords with his feet. So yeah, but you still got to be able to do it and sing and play. Like
Right.
There's a lot of coordination there. Like that if you don't have the time to practice it because you're out
I know.
fixing sinks.
I used to play in a band where I was singing, playing bass, and I had there was a lot of effects on the bass,
Mhm.
and there was a lot of effects on the vocals. So I had to program all that shit, and I was constantly like fucking,
Tap dancing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's tiring.
Yeah. Coordination is a pain in the ass. It's better to have one job.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
fuck, man. So you go get your 1980s Van Halen on. Get yourself a concert shirt.
Let's see. Yeah, maybe, and I'll cut it so it's like a string,
Yeah.
so it comes down to my nipple.
There you go.
I'll really get into it,
Or maybe at least.
and I'll start tanning.
some
What do you
ass-
think?
Some, too close. Maybe you got to get some nice acid wash jeans over at the store on the way down.
I could do that.
You can fit in. You think you're gonna fit? You think it's gonna be an older crowd or a younger crowd?
It's older.
I mean, it's got to warrant something pretty good because if they're gonna
It's gonna be similar.
if they're gonna let them go 3 sets, usually those cover things, those tribute things, they have 3 or 4 bands to kind of pick up
Right.
the slack.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Because they do a greatest hits thing,
Right.
right? But Van Halen, they have like 7 albums with David Lee Roth. They had 1,
right.
2, Women, Children,
3.
Fair Warning,
Children, Fair Warning.
Diver Down,
1984.
84.
7. And then the newer one later, but I don't think they talk about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that if I was. So 7 with him, and then at least
2.
5 with Sammy, right?
2 or 3 would have said, right?
Oh, you wait 1, 2. The red one.
The unlawful carnal knowledge.
Yeah, fuck that one.
Mm-hmm. And they had Gary Sharon had a record in there. Van Halen 3.
We don't speak about that.
Why not?
So you're gonna get slapped.
That's an aggressive stance on Gary Sharon.
Somebody should stand on him.
Now-
Shut him the fuck up.
But it's funny because in his own element, he's great,
They
right?
should get that cop from Ferguson and Put a knee on his neck.
Wow, that's real extreme.
I've had a lot of coffee today.
I need that cop for 24 hours. Get me Gary
8
Sharon.
minutes.
Get me Gary Sharon on the phone. But like in his element with Extreme, I mean, he's good, right? I don't like Extreme.
It's fine.
I don't.
Did you hear their new stuff?
I only heard the guitar solo.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about how it's a great guitar solo.
Yeah, like I think all of them are. I think it's a tremendous band. Like I seen them on some Queen thing; they were great.
Okay.
Some Queen tribute from a million years ago. Fantastic. I just don't. I don't know. Lyrics are normally stupid, but
Yeah.
I don't get the funk out. Only one band's allowed to say funk in the song, and it's Parliament.
Right.
You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
Or James Brown.
You didn't like when the Chili Peppers would do it? Like Funky Crime?
It's all right.
It's all
It
right.
was an era. It went away, though. It went way downhill.
Well, they weren't trying to be metal
No.
or rock or whatever.
Yeah.
They were doing their own thing.
Yeah. Chili Peppers look. I believe Chili Peppers are the Mariana Trench. Like they just dropped off. Like they didn't slowly decline. I think after.
Oh, you mean
Mother's
their
Milk,
career?
Their music, their songs.
Yeah.
I think the new song is like it's like a lot of mumbling. Like Anthony Kiedis ran out of words.
Okay.
I don't know.
We used to put a lot in there.
Yeah. But now I think it's just noises. Like
There was a lot of good shit in that older stuff.
it
Though.
was fantastic. It was different, and then people try to catch on to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these bands though, dude. Do you think like you as a person, as a listener, that if you were a kid, that you could listen to the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Like, do you think you need starter bands as a kid? I was listening to Bennington brought it up too. Do you think you need starter bands for people? Like, you can't just jump into Schofield. You have to listen to, I don't know, the Bay City Rollers first. You know, you need starter bands, things that are simpler.
I wouldn't say I don't see that connection there.
Oh, I'm just saying, as a kid.
Like if it was Glenn Miller and then or Basie and then Schofield.
Not even Glenn Miller isn't like. I'm not talking about when Glenn Miller was at his time, but I'm saying like.
No, I'm just saying because the swing thing is a little bit more song oriented.
Sure.
Right.
No. But I don't even mean the genre. I'm just saying like you need, like they brought it up. You need simple bands for kids. Kiss. You know, Blink 182, whatever. You need starter bands.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
very simple.
What did you listen to when you were a kid? For me, it was like
how it depends.
some disco shit,
Lots of
like
disco.
Heart of Glass and stuff like that, and Kiss and then whatever was on PLJ.
Yeah, it was. Well, my mom.
But I'm talking about like when I was like 5 to 6.
My mom only had AM radio, so it was AM radio.
Oh no!
And my mom didn't have good taste in music, so it was a lot of Barry Manilow,
Oof.
Barbra Streisand.
Oof.
I think the closest thing to rock was Simon and Garfunkel. Like my mom, she still didn't like good music up to the end. She said, I mean.
Yeah, it's her taste, whatever.
Yeah, right, and it was like, I don't know where it came from. Like, I
would it be disappointing to you if, like, in the last few years of her life, she got into good music?
Yeah, right. Like, what happened?
And all those years of turn that shit down?
Right. Like, my mom's in the hospital going, hey, I just check out this band. Check out Judas Priest. These guys are pretty good. What? You told me to shut that shit off.
Exactly.
No, these guys are awesome.
Right.
Like,
ever hear of Mandrill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's listening to Manowar, and I walk into her room.
Let's discuss the name Mandrill.
Please no.
Well, June ended, so
It went out with that.
we can just move on, I guess.
Only 1 month. Seems short. But yeah, so she had terrible taste. I mean, I guess we fell into Kiss, you know what I mean? And then cousins like Ozzy and Sabbath, so you kind of like,
Yeah.
listening to that. My hatred for Bruce Springsteen because of my cousin. She loved him.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. It's all you need is somebody to be way into it. I forget. Oh, we were talking because Lisa said she spent some time with her cousins, and her one cousin just kept playing American Pie over and over again. She hates American Pie.
I agree. I had an ex-girlfriend that used to listen to the song Yellow Ledbetter from Pearl Jam. Every night before she went to sleep, she'd just put on infinite repeat, so it would be like 15 times a night.
That noise That was white noise for her.
I don't even know the lyrics, but
Neither does he.
neither does he or anyone else
Right.
trying to transcribe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny you bring him up because I was surfing through some YouTube and it was Tom Petty was up, right?
Mm.
And Tom Petty's like, this is my song, but you're never going to hear it the way this guy sings it, and brought out Eddie Vedder. And I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't good. But Tom Petty thought so. He was a drug addict, though. So.
Yeah, he was a little high.
Yeah.
You ever see that documentary with him in it?
Which one?
About him? Tom Petty?
No.
That was pretty good. He's producing some new artists' music, and the money guy is in the room trying to tell him how to produce songs, and he was like,
Oh, God.
"Hey, man, how many #1 hits do you have? You just signed the checks and shut up." It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I seen that happen with, what's his name? With Tim Bogert. At
Oh,
at
yeah.
school.
Yeah.
The kid was being an asshole, and he goes, Zeppelin ever open for you? He's like, go fuck yourself. Sit down. Yes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That kid was like, what? What? I'm like, why are you
Did
giving
he
him...
show you guys the rake thing?
No.
Yeah.
He was like, I was like, how can you say... Like, I really honestly don't think most people knew who he was. People older, like my age and a little bit older knew who he was, but like younger than me, like right out of high school, say went there, didn't have any idea.
Right, like we were saying before, if you did a Cactus tribute band, everybody would be like,
Who?
yeah.
Right.
What, are you going to play 2 songs?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to play them, but no one's going to know them.
Right.
Or
yeah.
like,
yeah.
not Bad Company. Bad Company. Well, that would be 15.
Bad Company was big in their
Bad Company.
day.
By Bad Company. There's another
Free.
band. Wait a minute. Remember we talked about that? There's another band that wrote a song about their name. Bad Company. Bad Company.
Manowar did.
Right. It was a Manowar.
Motorhead.
Manowar, Motorhead, Iron Maiden.
Black Sabbath had one.
Bad Company.
Black
and
Sabbath.
But did they mention
Metal
their,
Church has one.
But did they mention their name in it? Black Sabbath.
No, I think it was about the movie, right? Because that's where they got their name, that old
Right.
movie.
The horror movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible movie.
I'm sure. Yeah. You ever try to watch that ancient-ass Nosferatu silent one?
Yeah, well, no.
Garbage.
Yeah. A lot of that movie. Like, but at the time, it's probably scared the shit out of people.
Yeah, sure.
I was watching one with the hand. It was like a disembodied hand.
Okay.
It looked so bad. It was like a 50s movie.
Nice.
It looked so bad.
Because you knew it was just a person in a black shirt.
Yeah, and the way they had the angle, it's like almost like a thing, or what's it, right?
Yeah,
Was that thing from the movie, or
From Adam's Family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like you could see that arm could only go so far. The hand can only go so far.
Right.
before they're out of blackness. It was fucking bad. Or they would put it on glass or somehow and start moving around. It was weird.
Nothing is as great as the hand with Evil Dead.
Oh.
Was that 2? Second one? Where he's fighting the hand?
I think so.
Oh, my God. So good.
Evil Dead. That thing, man, survived. That's like a cockroach movie. I mean, it's
Well,
still...
they have Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
Like, that thing... I mean, I guess because you know what you're getting, right? It's like Freddy's and Friday the 13th and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of all past its prime. But for some reason, like, there's certain little things like that just digs in, and it's just like, it's not going anywhere.
No.
Why? What makes it so interesting?
Because it's goofy,
Right.
and it's horror at the same time.
True.
So there's not a lot of that campy horror stuff.
Sure.
It's kind of like in its own lane,
Its own
right?
thing.
There's not much like that anymore.
Right. There were probably a pile, and that's the only one that survived. From
Well, the whole
crop.
like a lot of the movies from the '80s were all campy, right? No matter what it was, whether it was the high school,
Right. Teenage-
16 Candles, Breakfast Clubby type of stuff, or Schwarzenegger,
Right.
Rambo. There's all a new tongue. There's all a portion of it that's like goofy.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
And then some of it eats itself, like that Evil Dead probably eats itself. Like it knows where it's at. Like Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
He started to realize his little stupid catchphrases are so dumb. I
course.
got to add more.
Yeah.
And I know I'm doing it.
Yeah.
There's something about that. I guess it didn't take itself too serious. so it makes it more palatable.
Did you ever see the reboot of the one where he went to Mars? They tried to make it a serious cop movie.
Did they really?
Yeah, with I think it was Colin Farrell played him.
Oh God.
Which one was that? There was Total Recall.
Oh, I never saw that. Did that bad? That's bad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, what was even worse was
How many reboots are good?
none.
There's got to be one out there.
Right. I'm sure somebody probably argue Blade Runner's probably good. The reboots.
The 2049?
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one.
Right. But who else? I can't even think of reboot. Like the reboot of Caddyshack. That can't have been any good.
No.
Or the Honeymooners.
No. Flintstones.
And look at all the nightmare that Disney's going through every time they try to reboot something.
Yeah.
They can't win.
That I stink.
I'll tell you what was lousy was last night. Got back to the hotel after doing that gig, and Wayne's World 2 was on. That's a bad movie.
I could see that.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I was like, did we think this was good when it first came out?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think I liked the first one.
No? Yeah, there was a couple elements to it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that you'll remember, but does that make it good?
No, but
Yeah.
well, I mean, there's something to be said for memory, right? And then you revisit and go, oh, why did I like this thing? This is terrible.
Yeah.
But there's probably parts of it you go, oh, yeah, now I remember why this was okay while it passed. But that was a chunk. It was like that chunk of Saturday Night Live movies that came out, like the Chris Farley movies and his movies. They all I guess Lauren Michaels just churn them out.
Dude, why not? Get while the getting's good.
I mean, it's amazing they take a 3-minute skit and try to turn it into a movie. Well, I mean, like Wayne's World, it was on every week or every couple weeks.
Right.
Or The Church Lady as a movie.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey. We're not movie producers. We don't know.
No, we're not. Oh, boy. Hollywood.
They're still on strike, aren't they? Is this over yet?
You'd have to speak to somebody who pays attention to the news.
How dare you?
I don't give a shit what happens to those people.
But you're going to run out of programming. It's going to be all fighting.
You're talking to somebody who doesn't watch TV.
But you watched fights. What you want?
Fights aren't TV.
You don't watch anything scripted?
Yeah, very little.
Well, that very little's going away.
Yeah, but I could always watch old stuff.
Yeah. It's probably true, right? You could probably, unless all the streaming services shut down or whatever, you could probably never have to watch anything new. Like you could probably say to myself, as of right now, I'm never going to watch anything made after today.
Yeah.
And you could probably live the rest of your life watching
the rest
of your life.
You sound like Popeye now.
I am. Or you can watch that.
I am what I am.
You can watch that.
For the rest of my life.
Terrible movie with Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't find him as a good actor.
Besides Mork?
The only movie I liked him in when he was creepy.
Is that the Photomat one?
That one was good. And the one where he was up for 24 hours a day. It was like a killer or something. It was in Alaska. And what's his name ruined the movie? Not Al Pacino, the other guy. Robert De Niro. He's like the cop. And they sent him to Alaska. He's like a cop from New York, and he was sent to Alaska for something. And he wasn't used to that thing where it's daylight 24 hours a day. And then I think Robin Williams was the killer.
Okay.
Something like that. And then there was the other movie that was borderline okay, where he was a memory guy. It was a futuristic movie kind of, where everybody has a chip, and you die, and he's like the mortician, and he was charged with taking the memories off and scrubbing them.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that.
To only be good memories.
Sure.
And he wasn't supposed to have the chip. However, he did have the chip, and so he's getting everybody's memories on his memory. And they'd want to eradicate him, obviously, because he had all the secrets. Because, he would see the secrets.
He's in the know.
Right.
He's like a library.
Exactly.
Yeah.
More like an undercover library. Because he, see all this, the men cheating on their wives cheating on their husbands, and people stealing from people.
Sure.
He had everybody's bad memory.
He had all the dirt.
Yep. and
Okay.
he had to go. He was supposed to have
Dirt
been
library.
built. He was supposed to have been built without it. The dirt library.
Let's talk about the dirt. You see the movie?
Yeah, it's great.
You like it?
I loved it. Like, couldn't have been probably farther from the truth, but it was great.
Right. Yeah.
Like to think, like they're like, yeah, we smashed a mirror over David Lee Roth. What? That couldn't happen.
Who knows?
But it was a good movie. You liked it?
It was okay. Some of the casting was a little suspect, I thought.
You didn't like Angry McMars, the guy from Game of Thrones?
No, he didn't bother me. I think the guy who played Vince Neil kind of bothered me the most.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Tommy Lee guy was on point.
The Machine Gun Kelly kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
See that? He did that good of a job. You had no idea who he was.
I wouldn't have known anyway.
You might have. If he came up to you and said, hey, I was Tommy Lee in the movie, you would go, oh, okay.
Didn't he have face tattoos? Didn't he? They must have blotted them out. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he's all tattooed up.
White out.
Pink out.
Pink out.
Yeah, white out.
Flesh out.
He'll look like he has that skin thing where the pigment's
Vitiligo?
gone. Yeah. So you got a pink at him.
Like somebody spilt milk on them?
Yeah. A lot of it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was a good movie. I mean, like I said, when a guy, it's from his book, right? It's from the...
Yeah, the book was good.
You read the book?
I did.
I did not read the book.
Yeah.
Was the book better than the movie?
No, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Some of those
I mean, I
tall tales.
didn't go back to read it, to proofread it.
Get point of reference?
Yeah, you know. And a fact check a Nikki Sixx movie? Why? Who cares?
Historical accuracy.
It's about drugs and hookers. That's all that matters.
But somebody needs to carry the torch of historical accuracy in all things.
That wouldn't be me.
Well, I mean, it's a new hobby. It's something to do.
No.
Then you can argue with people on the internet more successfully. See, there's
a pass on that one.
There's a means
too.
to the ends.
Yeah.
Why, you wouldn't want to be the smart guy in the room on Twitter?
No.
On all things Motley Crue?
The page.
I wouldn't.
No, thank you.
So, well, I mean, I'm surprised. Like, I thought didn't they do a tribute thing? I'm thinking about that. Didn't they do a tribute thing like last week? Like in Starland or something with multiple tribute bands?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a Tool band, a Green Day, a Stone Temple Pilots.
That's a weird.
Rage Against the Machine.
Wow.
I feel like there's one more in there.
Strange mix. Like, you wouldn't go to a show and see all those bands.
No, it would have to be like a Lollapalooza type thing, right?
Right. I don't think I would want to sit through those bands.
No.
One right after the other.
No, I wanted to see. I would have seen the Stone Temple and the Tool one and everybody else. Oh, there was a Pearl Jam one in there too.
Oh, we could skip that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, let's take a break.
Sure. Right there, now I can set the sound. I can match the audio to the gulp.
Wonderful. Yeah, it was like a countdown, right?
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
I want to know how can we have an inordinate amount of assholes at Yellowstone National Park lately? Have you seen any of that online?
Are they getting hit by bison?
No.
That sort of stuff?
Not yet. They should. They're standing on them. They're standing next to them. Taking pictures with them.
Standing on a bison?
Like next to them. Like,
all right. Yeah.
I say on, in their personal space.
Have you ever been there?
No.
I've been there. Those things are huge.
I've seen them in person.
Their heads are like as tall as me.
Yeah.
They're gigantic.
Well, I went to there's a buffalo farm in Jersey.
Okay.
Kind of by on the way to Lisa's house.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to go get meat.
Okay.
And yeah. And
bison burgers?
Bison, I bought burgers, steaks,
Cool.
ribs, bison rib.
Nice.
Yeah, they're big son of bitches.
Yeah.
They were right by the electric fence going, damn, that thing's big. I was talking to
I saw one scratching its head on a small tree,
Yeah.
and the tree was bending. Like it was just doing this.
I looked, because we hopped out of the car. I looked at my kid. I handed her the keys. I'm like, I'm going in. She's like, what? I'm like, we got to go get our dinner. She's like, we got to go kill our own bison? I'm like, well, we'll see. Might be the other way around.
Yeah.
But I just see their story. And I mean, like I said, it's because of the stupid social media.
Traumatized her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't actually see me beat up a bison. She just saw the end product.
You didn't go kill it, did you?
No one. You just walked into the meat shop.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
It didn't traumatize her.
Did you get to pick the hammer that?
Yeah. Yeah, I want the big one. I want the one I can go from 40 feet in case this thing charges.
It's like the back end of a pool cue.
Like that thing, No Country for Old Men.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, right?
The air
That's
hammer.
the exact thing. Yeah.
The air bolt.
Yeah.
But these people, and I guess it's because of social media, they're doing it for Instagram. I don't know what the fuck they're doing it for. They're so the one got.
You mean
burnt.
taking a selfie with a bison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surrounding a baby bison.
Good move.
Yeah. You
Good
get
move.
yourself killed. I mean, some other Yahoo sticks her hands in a hot spring to see how hot it is.
Yeah.
Burnt her hands.
Yeah.
But
it's bubbling.
Yeah.
And steaming.
It's this pile of dummies. Like, why? Why are they all descending on Yellowstone?
Because of the TV show?
Yeah, but it's the wrong Yellowstone, isn't it?
But they're dummies. We already established that they're dummies. So
I thought
it's beautiful out there, though.
Sure.
It's really cool.
Well, I drove through and stuff, like parts, but
yeah,
I never stopped at Yellowstone. Did you camp in Yellowstone?
Not Yellowstone. What am I thinking of? What's the other one? What's the one in Wyoming? Yellowstone is in California, right?
It's in Yellowstone come across a couple states or no? Yosemite?
Yosemite's in California. Yellowstone is in Wyoming.
Right.
Yeah. I was in Wyoming, not the California one.
So you were in Yellowstone?
Yes.
Not Yosemite?
Correct.
Yosemite.
Yo. Yeah. It was right after a really big forest fire. So we just driving through miles of dead trees, getting in there.
That's weird.
It was creepy.
Mm-hmm. Did you camp there or no?
No.
Just check that out for today.
Yeah. Driving through.
Think there was actually a guy named Sam in Yosemite?
Yeah, of course, there has to be.
Walking around with the big mustache and guns.
Yeah.
Wandering around. Like, was he a mascot first?
There's got to be a guy, right? There has to be.
Was there an actual Yosemite Sam? To the Google.
Yosemite. He's got to have an origin story.
That's right. There it is. Created by Friz Freeling.
Between the character and her dad.
Friz Freeling was like Yosemite Sam?
So based on the colorful animator himself. Okay.
I don't know if I'm...
Yeah, but what about the name?
Right. He just come up with that? In the end, his name references Yosemite National Park, which is located in not Texas, Wyoming, or Colorado, but California. So he had the guns.
Yeah, isn't he like he looks like a prospector, right?
Right. He had the guns that were like rocket ships. Shoots them off the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of words here.
Yeah.
So, screw that.
So it seems
That's
like
what I say.
he came up with the name on his
I
own.
don't do reading on this show.
There had to be prospectors that he got the idea from.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that a comic illustrator looked like a prospector.
Maybe he had that big bushy stash. See, now that I could take a look at it.
Friz Freeling and mustache.
Freeling?
Right there. Why was he banned?
He's got like a normal mustache.
He don't look anything like Yosemite Sam.
Not even close.
How high was his kids?
Yeah.
He don't look anything like Yosemite Sam.
Who's a better prospector, Yosemite Sam or the guy from Rudolph and the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yukon Jack?
Yeah, Yukon Cornelius.
Yukon Jack's the drink.
Yeah.
Probably Yukon, right?
Yeah, I think he actually found stuff.
Yeah, he had the pan of gold, right?
Nothing. Yeah. No, he would throw up the
nothing.
The
pick.
That's right. It would land in the snow. He would lick it, and that's how he would look for gold and silver.
I don't know. Then did he really have more? We don't know. Yosemite Sam never panned for gold, did he? I always see him just shooting people up.
He did pull a tooth, though, didn't he? The Bumble's tooth.
That's right. But Yosemite just kind of walked around shooting up the place.
He was just pissed all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rootin' tootin'.
Yeah. Crazy redhead.
So I'm gonna have to go with.
Firecracker.
Wasn't Yukon?
I think he was pissed because he had those little legs.
He's like a reverse Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, his ball bag was basically dragging on the ground.
Yeah, that would get in the desert. That would get you annoyed.
Oof.
Wait a minute now. Look up Yukon Cornelius because didn't he have red hair too? Is there a theme?
I don't think he did. He had a hat on. Yukon.
I'm thinking of the mustache.
Yukon
Cornelius, there he is. Let's see this son bitch. Look,
a red hat. No, it is.
he's got a reddish.
Got a red beard too.
Is there a theme where Ginger's prospectors?
I don't know.
Or
Maybe it
Irish?
was a Western. Yeah.
Was it a trope?
Maybe it was an Irish thing moving west. I don't know.
The prospect? Was it a stereotype? Is it racist?
No, I think it was just the times. There was. I wonder if the. Oh boy!
Well,
Now here we go.
We
Here
are
we go.
down this rabbit hole.
Gold Rush and potato famine. Let's see if they're connected. Timeline wise. 1845. I think the Gold Rush was like 1860 or something.
Which would make, right? 1852 it ended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
We're connecting the dots here. We're like a conspiracy theory show now.
Oh, there's a damn show called Gold Rush.
1849.
Same years, right?
Kind of overlapping,
Yeah.
right?
So that's probably it.
1850. That was. See, this is one of those things. Look, 300,000 people only. This is one of those things where you're like, it seems like it's something that takes forever, but in reality, it was 7 years.
You mean
The whole
potato
event, the event of
blight?
the event of the California Gold Rush. It
Right.
says
Yeah.
7 years.
Right.
But did it seem like it was a long time?
Well, yeah. I mean, you think about some of the shows you watched as a kid. It seemed like they were on forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look on IMDb, and you're like, oh, it's only 3 seasons.
Right.
But it just seemed like forever because you had to sit there every week,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So it was like it was every week for 3 years.
Right.
Or minus
but like you think
3 months
the
off or
success
whatever.
of the Beatles was only a short amount of time.
Yeah, it was only 10 years, right?
Right. But that's what I mean. But it feels like it was forever. Like the same thing. Like you imagine in 7 years they built all those towns, only 300,000 people, which I guess back then was a lot, but not a lot today. 300,000 people are nothing.
Right.
Right. So now you got 300,000 people and all these towns built and everything, and it all went to shit in 7 years, or did it just? Do they say at that point just winds down? Like people are still hunting for gold today.
Yeah.
There's a whole show, Gold Rush, on Discovery Channel.
Oh, that's why I got caught up
Right.
in there. I think,
And those guys can do it faster, obviously, because they have modern machinery.
right.
Like the idea of just digging for gold it's probably a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like
you and a pickaxe?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did they get down that deep? Until dynamite came. How did they make a mine?
Well, they had dynamite, right?
That's what I'm saying. Until they got the dynamite, but they had to have money for dynamite, right? Now, were they backed? Were those 300,000 prospectors backed by somebody with deep pockets?
I would say probably half.
All right.
Yeah, somebody who wanted to cut, right? Because you have to have mining equipment.
Mm-hmm. Well, first you had to have, a bunch of guys with
Probably
shovels.
a bunch of them died out there from exposure. They didn't know how to live in the desert.
Sure.
Because I think a lot of it also, they found gold in the Black Hills in South Dakota, which was, I think, Sioux and Cheyenne territory.
So they're fighting Indians.
So we tried to hornswoggle some land.
It happens.
Surprise, surprise.
Did we hornswoggle or we just tried to conquest?
Maybe we just took it.
Right. That's what we did. The whole country, so.
I don't know if we took it. I shouldn't say this. Like, I think we did some treaty stuff where we did some shadiness, but I'll look into it and report back to you some
Okay.
other time.
Sure.
Or you can do it yourself, folks.
Whatever.
Save me some time.
What you got nothing to do?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think that people went out there too, and there's nothing out there. If you ever drove through,
The Black Hills?
yeah, Badlands and
Yeah,
Black Hills,
there's nothing up there,
there's
right?
nothing up there.
Now, that was like part of a debate, like, because Ben and Jerry's opened their mouth about giving back land, stolen land.
Right.
Why don't you give back your property first?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Start with your place in Vermont, right?
it reminded me of Yellowstone, right? We're going to help you guys. We ain't touching this.
Yeah, of
but
course.
We'll get you what you need.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But that's all that same thing where they're talking about. New York was actually trying to pass a law that they wanted to make a lottery. So if they picked your name, so all the population homeowners in New York State,
this is recent.
yeah,
Oh boy.
if they pulled your name, you had to house migrants. That's fucking insane, right?
Right.
The government telling you have to put people that you don't know, that may not even speak your language, live in your house,
Right.
with you and your family.
Yeah, listen to the sound of that coming out. How bad that sounds.
Yeah, but they were trying to push it. I don't know what happened with it. If it's still in. Whatever.
Let's say it happened, right?
It's
You're like,
crazy.
"Look, here's your garage. Enjoy."
No.
Whoa.
Oh, I don't know either.
All right, Siri. Enough of that. Goodbye.
Who's talking to you?
Siri. She's a feisty
No, I lost
one.
my train of thought.
No, you were
Sorry.
you were housing migrants in your garage. Where the government was trying to force you to house migrants in your
I don't think you could put them in the garage.
Well, it depends on what's written for the law, right? You don't think you're going to end up with
Then
a
they'll
lot...
probably arrest you and give your house to the migrant.
You think you're going to find a lot of dead migrants, aren't you?
Or a lot of dead Americans.
Right.
Or both.
Right. It's going to... Nothing good could come of that.
No. There might be some good that could come of it, but I'm going to say less than half.
I'm going to say 1% of 1%.
Yeah.
1% of the 1% are going to survive that.
Yeah. Well, I think some people would be very grateful to have a place to live.
Sure.
And then I think other people would be very grateful that you had a nice young daughter in the house
That could be the next one, right?
that they could
Do bad things.
get to know.
That's when the murders start.
Sure.
There would be a lot of missing migrants, I believe.
Who would know?
Nobody.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. I don't know. Our name never came up in the lottery. Lucky, I guess.
How did we get on this, though?
Oh, yeah. We were starting with prospecting. And
Yeah.
then backers for prospecting. I don't know how we ended up here. Oh, no. It was the stolen land nonsense.
Stolen land.
I like... I'm looking at Ben and Jerry's and or any of these
Because of that.
Right.
So it's the same thing. Like, the governor of New York is not going to bring the migrants into Gracie Mansion
Sure.
to live with her,
Right.
right?
Right.
Although they probably have a lot of rooms in there.
Sure. They're putting a
Hence
lot
the
of
word
space.
mansion,
Yeah.
right? And she's one person.
Right.
Or maybe she's married. I don't know. Who knows? Why not bring them in there?
Right. How about an unpopular idea that, well, there's no electricity, which would be the kicker, but why not throw them all in mausoleums? Got a roof over your head.
What do they
What's-
need to be up for?
What's the name of that?
No good could come from
What's the
burning the
name?
midnight oil.
Right. What's the name of that cemetery? I think it was in Brooklyn. It's gigantic.
Right.
It's like all these famous rich people have these
Mhm.
gigantic mausoleums there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And throw 2 or 3 in each mausoleum. They're covered.
Okay.
They're nice. I mean, they could need a little electricity, but
For what?
I don't know. Throw a solar panel on the top of it.
It's going to be tagged up and full of migrant shit.
Just go visit your dead grandma and
Yeah.
scoop out migrant
Well.
poop.
There's a litter box in every one, right?
Yeah.
You just got to move that stone slab and you
That's
got
right.
a litter box.
Everybody move. Live with your back. but anyway, the thing is that I still question that it's not so much is that they stole it from the Indians. It's just the fact that was the time. It was time for conquest. And the Indians were
You mean the government
taking land. We
took land from... Okay,
we
yeah.
came here to conquest, right? It wasn't
That's-
come here to be amicable, right?
But that's how everything works.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
So my question was, if you didn't want to be conquested, you'd fight back, which they did, and they lost. And they were
Sure.
they were fortunate enough in that loss that people kept them alive.
Yeah, I guess. That's one way of looking at it, sure.
I mean, is it the right way? I don't know. But I'm
No,
just
I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, right. I mean, like until the Hun tried to kill everybody in China. Right?
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, is it stolen or is it just we won?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of we tried to spin a lot of stuff that we're doing things legally and nicely, and we
Of course.
backed out of deals with
Oh
them
yeah, the
and all
treaties.
kinds of shit. Yeah.
And then we handed them blankets. Well, here, take these blankets while we figure this out. See what happens.
I don't think that's a real thing.
But given the Indian smallpox,
No, they got smallpox from blankets, but I don't think they purposefully infected them. I think we just had smallpox, but because it was in European communities, we had a tolerance to it that the natives did not.
oh, just like
I think that's the
introducing a
that's
new
the-
bacteria to their life.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No conspiracy
But
theory
then
there,
who-
folks.
No, I think that's like an actual study, but I'll look for it.
All right. This is going to be quite the educational podcast.
Yeah, it's making me work.
From Yosemite Sam to something so serious as a conspiracy of killing the Indians with pock
Jeez.
blankets.
Jeez.
I mean, I think the government probably could have been worse, right? The government could have said, we're just going to keep rolling through. We're just going to, every Indian's a dead Indian.
They could have murdered everybody, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever the Iron Maiden song says about
Right.
only good Indians are tamed. Or
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I got to that from prospecting for gold. Beyond.
Well, it's their land.
Right.
Mm,
So we got most of our gold. We got some gold from the Black Hills.
I would think so.
Right.
Yeah.
And they got it from the middle of the desert. You got a bunch of people never been out there.
But they also have pipeline out there, right?
Yeah, right? Oil?
And probably natural gas too.
Of course.
That'd be my guess.
Would you do that?
Would you get gold teeth?
No.
I would.
You would?
Yeah, not a lot.
Just a couple?
Yeah.
Like show them it.
It's
Show,
just like
show somebody one.
one up here, maybe one down there.
Spend your whole day practicing to lift your tooth. Lift your
Yeah.
lip up to show a tooth.
Maybe like the two fang teeth at the bottom.
Would you do it? I guess if you had nothing to do, right? Would you do it? Would you go prospect gold? Like, here's your axe, here's your horse, go that way.
You mean like on my spare time or as a
No,
job?
as a job. I mean, if you had nothing to do, right? Obviously, if you were looking for a better life than you had and somebody gave you this opportunity.
Okay, so we got to think in
back.
perspective,
Sure.
right?
Right.
When you say you have nothing to do, you have nothing to
Right.
do.
Your
There's
whole-
no job for you.
Right. Your
Right.
whole existence being out
If you don't
here.
find gold, you die. So you have no choice but to go out to the desert and start breaking rocks,
Well, no,
hoping
I mean,
for the best.
well, no, we got to go further back. You're in. Let's say you're not even on the East Coast. You're in Chicago, that area,
Okay.
and you're like, I don't know. You're scratching at your farming to keep your family alive, and you were like, I want something better for these people. And
Right.
someone says, well, you can take a shot and go this way.
Mm-hmm.
They'll sell you a plot of land for what, a couple bucks.
Right.
Dig away, see how you do.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the idea,
1883.
but the idea that seems so crazy that people with no ability to find gold ahead of time, right?
Right.
It's just like here's 2 million acres or whatever it is. Go ahead.
Just start scratching.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Here's your 5 acre. I don't know how many acre plots they get. A prospect would be, right?
I don't know.
Go. Get a tent. Throw your tent on there. Be ready to defend yourself.
Right.
Good luck finding water.
And you got to do all that stuff at the same time.
Right. And then when you
Right.
find the gold, then you got to find somebody to buy the gold.
All right. So you're out there.
Right.
What do you do first? Do you build shelter? Do you find water? Do you look for food? Which one do you do first? Because you can't do everything at once.
Well, you think you have, you had to get out there with some possessions, right? So you got some way to get out there, provided somebody didn't rob you, right? So you got
Like a horse?
a wagon, maybe, right?
Okay.
You got one wagon full of stuff. It's you and your 12-year-old bride because you're 15.
Okay.
Right? You're not
Sure.
an adult, and you're 6-month-old.
Oof.
Well, that's how it happened, right?
All right.
They weren't. I think we falsely portray.
You're making it even more complicated now.
I think we falsely portray that these senior men went out to go prospect gold. They were probably kids, 17, 18.
Yeah, like
Because your life expectancy was what, 40?
I would say early 20s, the tops.
Right. You're an old
Yeah.
man going out there in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You get out there, right, and now you have to build a house, right? You should have enough supplies because you planned correctly. So you got to find where the water supply is and build the shelter, right? You could probably shelter it for a couple days in a wagon.
Yeah, you could do some makeshift stuff even.
Right. But you're going to have to find trees, right? Because you're going to have to drag the trees.
Got trees, bro.
Well, how else you going to build a house?
Yeah, I hear you.
There's no Home Depot.
Something
So, yeah.
about Home Depot.
Yeah, there was no Home Depots back there.
No, definitely
So
not.
now you got to find water. You got to drag logs. Like, so you're probably your first year out there is just trying to get settled. Or if you even try to get gold.
Do you have that much time to waste,
A
though?
year? I don't know. Well, you don't have the elements, right? Except for the heat.
So here's what I would do. I would skip. Well, you got to build something by the winter, right?
Right. Or,
Something semi-permanent.
right. Or you
Because
better.
you could tent it all through spring, summer, and fall.
But is there a winter?
Where are we
I
talking?
guess it gets cold. Where was the gold rush? California, right? So,
But I
I
think it
guess
was
you-
northern.
so there was winter. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you better off just going
It's
out
not like
there?
a Jersey winter. Let's be honest. It's different.
Yeah.
But
Are you better off getting out there, and finding a job for somebody?
like working on a crew that goes prospecting,
Mhm.
and you just pinch a little dust in your
Yeah.
pocket every day.
Either that, or save your money, save your 8 cents a day, and get your own prospect after that.
I don't know.
But that existence,
It's just like any other job, though.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have a tough day at work tomorrow. You come home to shelter, full fridge,
Sure.
a bottle of booze.
I'm sure they went home to a bottle of booze.
Yeah, but that's a lot of salary for a bottle of booze back then.
I don't know.
Well, unless they
I don't
make
know what the
themselves.
wages were. But I kind of feel like you're almost breaking even. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like whatever you're making, you're just spending in
Survival.
survival stuff. So you're not really getting ahead. Maybe, but I don't know.
There's a lot of serial killers back then too.
Okay.
I saw another documentary on that kind of
On
had it
serial
half
killers?
on Old West serial killers.
Okay.
Lots of them.
Really?
Yeah. Like there was one family. They had this house. It was kind of like almost like a post, like an outpost kind of thing, like travelers would come.
Mm-hmm.
And the house was divided with a sheet.
Okay.
And like they would get the person comfortable, and then somebody would come out from behind the sheet and kill them.
That was Motel Hell.
Yeah, and then dump them down in the basement.
Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
I was like,
That's crazy.
The amount of serial killers.
What was the other one? Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
Right.
The little group of people.
This was a family. There was some individuals too, but yeah, like I was surprised by the amount of serial killers.
Mhm.
Like, I guess they didn't have that name back then, and there's no records, right? So
Right.
I'm looking for my missing daughter. She left for California
They were the early Mansons.
3.5 months ago.
Yeah.
So
Do you remember the name of the documentary?
I think it was Old West Serial Killers. I think it was right on the nose.
Old West Serial Killers?
think so.
Let me see if that's right.
Look up Old West Serial Killers Prime. I've been on a Prime kick. There it is. Serial Killers of the Old West documentary.
That's not it.
Yes, it is.
This one?
I believe so.
10 serial.
Maybe it wasn't 10. Because Boone Helm, he was one of the guys. Look up Prime. Go back up and go Old West Serial Killers Prime document. There you go. Serial Killers of the Old West. A family of serial killers.
Last call.
It was on Prime. I don't know. I think it's that one right there.
Serial killers of the Wild West.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
All right, don't play. I want to hear you.
Because, gunfighters they called serial killers too.
How many times have I said this?
Oh God, more than we could count.
Just so everybody knows, it said, I was drunk when I said that.
All right, it's playing, and I don't want it to do that.
Right. So, those are our modern serial killers. But yes, there was a lot of Old West serial killers. I couldn't believe it.
You could definitely get away with more.
Right.
So why not?
Just because you
I think
can doesn't
life
mean you
was
should.
really tough back then.
Right.
So if you could like, did they? I'm assuming they took all their possessions and sold them or
Something,
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What else would you do, right? And then you'd have to, like, I guess, sell it?
Were they former Civil War soldiers that maybe had some
They
PTSD?
didn't specify.
Because you know how like a lot
Sure.
of dudes came back from wars and they couldn't deal with.
Still had the taste for blood.
That's all they knew. I mean, they went in as 18-year-olds and then
Sure.
they were warped.
Yeah. I'm sure that would screw you up pretty good.
Yeah, especially back then.
Watching your friend get shot by a cannonball.
Yeah, that's just.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Or having to run up to a guy and stab him because you're at close range and you each used your bullet.
Or he's your buddy and you don't want to see him suffer, so you
Right.
just bayonet the guy to.
End them.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine that? Like, you had one shot, right?
I'm still alive. Whack. No, you're not.
Yeah, you miss with the knife. You break the knife. You got to hit him with the back of the gun. That becomes a war crime.
Oof.
But can you imagine? You each have one shot, right?
I think crushing a guy's face with the butt of the rifle is the worst one.
That seems pretty bad.
Yeah, because you got to really be in it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And then you got to wipe it off and keep going.
Why wipe it off?
Yeah.
Let everybody know.
Just put it on your face like war paint.
There you go.
Now, yeah, you got one shot each. You each miss. And
Yeah.
now you both don't go, all right. Oh, well. No, now one's going to charge the other one with a knife to try to kill him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
While the other guy's trying to reload his gun.
Crazy.
Then it becomes fist fights.
Crazy.
Like how many people actually shot each other versus how many people killed each other close order combat. They never talk about that. You think about that, probably World War II, right? How much stuff was done actually close quarters, not shooting.
Well, the more developed that, I don't know.
Shooting
Because like
from a
way
mile
back,
away.
they had like catapults that
Right.
could shoot rocks and stuff from pretty decent distance.
Right.
But they were in, I think that was more because they had to go over walls,
Right.
right?
Right.
I don't think it's really
or
like
they try to hit the wall and knock
it's
it down.
for like an open. You know, it was
Right.
like
It wasn't to like a munition which would explode. It was
Right.
unless it had flames on it or fire.
yeah.
And so now you gotta. So then,
So I guess if the army was if you're in the field, right, and you're gonna do this Braveheart sort of thing,
right, we're just gonna
You know.
charge each other.
yeah, and you throw one of those boulders, maybe it'll roll, but you got to see that coming, right?
Sure.
I don't think it's moving that fast. It's gigantic. It's coming through the air.
Right. Everybody should be able to move.
Yeah, when you just like when you go to one of your later metal shows and you see the guy running off the stage and he dives and you just part the ways
Right.
so he doesn't kick you in the head with his steel toe boots going down.
True.
Yeah.
So you run out. Like, do you think a team goes, look, man, we gotta shut that thing down, and like
Or take out the catapult.
yeah, like a group of mercenaries try to go get that catapult,
They'll probably have archers or something.
something, right?
Flame it.
Or eventually
Flaming arrows.
Or
Try
do
to
you
light it up.
eventually just wait? He's gonna run out of rocks.
Well, it can't be easy to reload,
Right.
right? Because you got to crank that thing down, and then you got to
Throw a rock on it.
throw a rock on it.
Send it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had the other one in the medieval time, right? The trebuchet. It was like Demonet. Shut him out. But I'm sure the majority of World War I and II.
But I'm thinking as modern weapons go, right? Because then you got cannon, right? So you don't have to be so close. So that's like the first
I'm sure.
volley of
I'm
stuff.
sure it's pretty far.
right? Yeah.
And then you got arrows, right? Well, by the time
A little
gunfire-
closer,
right?
I
by
would
the time
think.
gunpowder was invented, right? You had cannons, but that's still a process, right?
Sure.
The only thing that became frightening, it looked like, was that one that they turned to gun.
The Gatling gun?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looked vicious
Sure.
because you have no defense for that,
No, they just rip you in half.
right? So you have to wait out all these bullets coming at you. I mean, how accurate were the guns versus a gun today? Probably not that accurate. So it's just spraying bullets everywhere.
Yeah. Was
So-
that the kind of thing you had to have anchored to the ground?
I would think so.
I would think so.
So that's all said and done. You're out of bullets for right now, and so eventually people are going to just fight because now you're pissed off. Somebody just shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that, but they don't ever talk about hand-to-hand combat in war ever. You even watch old World War II documentaries. They don't talk about the hand-to-hand part, but I'm sure there was a lot.
Yeah, I would think.
You know,
Sure.
when they make somebody go into one of them trenches to clear it out.
Yeah.
You know, you're stabbing people because you turn a corner and
Yeah.
or whatever happens. And then there might be too many people scared to fight. They don't want to fight.
I think you don't have a choice when you're in it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm shooting.
You don't have a choice. If you don't shoot, what are you going to do?
Guy's gonna shoot at you, right?
Yeah.
Surrender. You might still get shot. Just depends on who you're surrendering to.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people had tolerance, right? Especially if I was the guy shooting at you the whole time and I ran out of bullets.
Yeah.
The motherfucker coming over the mountain's gonna he's pissed.
Yeah.
He's getting revenge.
No doubt.
So all right. So let's say those guys made it out west.
Okay.
After they got through the serial killers, after they got through the famine, or if they took the Donner Pass or whatever, and they made it through the Sierra Nevadas or whatever, it's not done. You probably never had a good life ever. Maybe your kids did.
Yeah, like it took a while to establish.
You're right. I think except
Yeah.
for the guys that were the backers for those teams, I don't think those people ever had a good life. There was like Prospector Johnny wasn't fucking.
I think the people that had money did not go overland, though.
No.
They probably went all the way around by ship through.
Came up the back way.
What's at the bottom of South America? Cape Horn? Or is that Africa?
That sounds like Africa.
Whatever's at the bottom of the...
Argentina?
Because we didn't have the Panama Canal at that
The
point,
Falkland
right?
Islands in Argentina, right? And that's at the end of the South America.
That's on the Atlantic side. You got to go all the way down to Chile
Mm-hmm.
and up the other side.
Okay. And then you
To
gotta go all the way
California.
back up, right?
Right, because you're coming from Europe, you got to go across.
Right. So you figure it's going to take that guy a year to get there. Think so?
Probably.
By the time he gets across the Atlantic,
Man, that's so...
or if he was even from New York, right?
Jeez. I
Can you
can't
imagine-
even imagine
Could
it.
you imagine hopping on a boat in New York and you're going down? Oh, we hit Florida and we're going back up. And they're probably hugging the coast, kind of, because they need supplies. They're not going
Right.
to make it all the time.
Right.
Right, and then you get to California, on San Diego, let's say, and then you got there's no railroad yet, or there might be.
They're probably building it.
Right. So until then, you got to take a horse carriage.
They probably had local ones.
Think so?
Yeah. When was...
Hey. Ding, 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 get the ding, the ding, 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 ding.
I can't
Transcontinental?
spell. Continental.
That's transcontinental.
Whatever. It'll get there. That's the beautiful thing about the intranets.
Yeah, they fix everything.
And you're not giving me what I need
That's
here.
the cross-country one.
Good old Encyclopedia Britannica.
Just when you thought you were out because you're out of high school.
Proposed in 1844 by Asa Whitney. I wonder if he was related to Eli Whitney.
The cotton gin fella?
That fella.
The Mexican War.
49th
Construction in
parallel.
1862, so the gold rush was over.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. It's over.
So he had to get himself there, go out, and hopefully that they're being honest, right? How would he know? Because you got to get the Pony Express, or you got to get the mail's got to get somewhere.
Yep. Go ahead. I'm just
I know.
looking.
So the mail. So you're not going to get the mail. So you're essentially sending.
Cape Horn, I was right.
Look at you.
Boom,
You
dude.
are a walking
Bro.
geographical nightmare. Can't you just cut through the Straits of Magellan?
I wonder when whatchamacallit was made. The
The
Panama,
Panama
Canal.
Canal.
Cape. I can't even see what that's.
Isn't it Cape Town? Cape Point? Cape Angulas?
Nah, there's too many capes. What was I saying? Panama?
Uh-huh. Panama Canal.
The internet's amazing.
Isn't it? Anybody who says that, oh, it's better in the good old days, never had to do this kind of thing. 1904? 1881?
The canal opened in 1914, so World War One.
Wow.
Yeah, so they had to go the whole United States to go from New York to California.
That's huge.
The whole way down
It's going to be 10,000 miles.
South America and up.
10,000 miles easy, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
So you get yourself out there.
Yeah.
Go, hopefully, you got some money there, right? You got money. Even going the length, that's crazy. But even going through the Panama Canal, it's still no easy trip.
No, Panama's like here.
Right there.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
A little bit. It's still, I mean,
Yeah, you're cutting
this
your,
is huge, though.
yeah, you're
Going
cutting your time
around
in
Brazil and all this is huge.
half. Right.
Um,
So you have enough money to do this, right? So you take a year to get to California. Then you got to figure out how to go get to your prospector, and hope he's honest with you.
I'm sure you have some people on the inside.
Maybe they went with them for the trip.
Yeah,
Who-
probably like
You kill him first.
ex-military guys you hired to
Probably.
keep an eye on everybody.
You kill them first. So you can work with impunity.
But those are your people. Is that what you're saying? Wait, the guy who hires them is going to kill them?
No, you're like,
The military guy's going to kill
yeah,
everybody.
you're all hopping in the wagon train,
Okay.
right? And they're keeping you safe from Indians and everything. They get you to California, and then you shoot that guy,
Shoot which guy?
the military guy.
But they don't give you guns.
You don't need to watchdog. You take his gun. There's a small accident. You get thrown down a hill.
I
Or
don't
what
think it
happened to
would.
what's his
I don't think it
name?
would be one guy.
Or what happened to what's his name?
Who dat?
Leonardo DiCaprio, Gilbert Grape, when he gets eaten by the bear
He got eaten by a bear.
in Revenant, the movie The Revenant.
I didn't
He's
see it.
attacked by a bear. Yeah,
Okay,
something like that happens. Maybe
it's a Jack London book.
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not well versed in literary people right at the moment,
okay.
unless it's Sandy
Sounds like
Hayes.
something he would write. That's all. He's fighting a bear. Or
Yeah, he was like something, right? He was lost in the woods, fought a bear,
Mm-hmm.
and survived the bear fight.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Here we go.
The Revenant. Wow, it's that old already.
dun, 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 dun. No. Guess not.
Nope. But interesting movie.
Okay.
If you like some old west stuff, it's pretty
I
interesting.
heard good stuff about it, so maybe I'll check it out one day.
Gets eaten by a bear, he survives, gets friends with some Indians. It's a whole thing.
Gets lost on an island. He talks to a volleyball.
That's the other guy.
Oh, they're all
But
the
he
same
got
to me.
lost at a lighthouse.
How do you get lost in the lighthouse?
I don't
It
know,
goes
so-
up and down.
His brain got lost. What the hell is that movie called?
Look, you go around it once and you're back at the beginning.
Yeah, not that movie. You've seen people. It's a whole thing.
Okay,
Leo's got a bunch of movies.
sure does.
I mean, I'll always see him as the.
I just watched Gangs in New York the other day.
There you go. So he's in that one.
Mm-hmm.
I always still picture him as the D-sucking fella from Basketball
Basketball
Diaries.
Diaries. Yeah, that's one way to get into Hollywood, huh?
Once you see that, it's hard to unsee. It's like
My
the
mouth is starting to water.
almost lunchtime. Like that.
got the kielbasa.
Ew. Or what's his name? Plays a mentally challenged guy, Giovanni Ribisi, where he's mentally challenged, and then Juliette Lewis is mentally challenged to become
Oh yeah, you were telling me
the
about
other
that.
sister. It was called
Yeah.
because her main sister was like the regular kid,
Mm-hmm.
but he plays that slow adult thing perfect. So now when I see him gone in 60 seconds, I'm just thinking of all the dumb things he said in the movie with the
Right.
marching bands
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, you got ruined this for me.
Yeah.
And it's cool enough. You got Nicolas Cage hanging out, and then you got this guy.
They're out there.
All right. So back to what we were saying. So now as we're finally out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the chances of finding probably tons of gold right away was probably slim.
Yeah.
Indigenous people probably knew where some of the big gold finds were.
I wonder if they cared.
You don't think so?
I don't know if it was big on their list.
Well,
You don't see them making a lot of gold jewelry.
No, but maybe
I don't think.
maybe it functioned.
That
as
seemed like more of a Central American,
you don't think the
like a Mayan Incan thing, because weren't they doing a lot of like shells and
Sure.
turquoise and stuff like that?
Right, but maybe they used it for something.
Could be.
You know,
Yeah.
cooking. It doesn't conduct a lot of heat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Arrows.
Seems weak, soft.
Right.
You could do a stone tip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
They just found axes. I saw that too the other day.
Oh, yeah?
They found exceptionally large axe heads. I think it was overseas. So are there ogres? That kind of thing. And I'm saying to myself, maybe they made sledgehammer axes. You know.
Okay.
Because you got a hammer and you got a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
I think they're overthinking it for news, but
A
that's just me.
maul.
Yeah. So they're kind of making it sound like maybe there were giant Indians or giant.
You're saying
Yes.
overseas, you mean in Europe?
I think so. That's where they found the big axe heads.
Okay.
Look up large axe heads.
So why not?
We are looking up podcast today.
I'm all about...
Large axe heads. Large found axe heads.
La la la.
Scroll down. There weren't those kind of axes.
These things?
Yeah. 300,000 year old.
All right, so they're probably, was that even like
300,000 years? How do they know? Why? How would they come up with 300,000 years?
they had to do some testing, right?
We'll do the math, though, right? We only go back how far?
Well, we as what?
As recorded history. Right? Before Christ, how far back do we go before we started counting upwards?
Oh, I don't know.
Was it 10,000 years BC? 10,000
Maybe
BC?
7. When they talk about the... Yeah, I don't know.
Talk about 300,000. There's
Yeah.
People walking around with big axes at 300,000 years. I don't buy that.
Look at the axe on you.
Yeah, I think the numbers are off. I think
She's got some axe.
somebody mixed up some kind of chemical reaction there.
No, it's just an earlier human. That's all. It wasn't-
300,000 years?
Yeah, well, we've been around for a long time, right?
300,000? We'd be
Yeah.
smarter, I think.
I think that we were smarter and then we got wiped out.
So you subscribe to the fact that we were here, we died, and then we became again
Yes.
through microorganisms,
No.
and we walked
No, there
out,
was just like a handful of people that survived.
and they procreated through that whole time.
Of course. Yeah.
But wouldn't we have some weird looking inbreeding, breeding?
We don't?
Well, we do, but I don't know if we did back then.
I forgot what I was looking up.
Oh, man. The idea of humans on the planet. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun. The timeline of human evolution. Oh, wait, you gotta make it look like a tree. You can,
That doesn't help me.
Broken down by a month.
That seems too much.
all right. Here we go.
The gigantic
about
pithecus and all that stuff.
You got pith.
5 million years ago?
5 million, bruh. Okay, so Neanderthal was 100,000. So we became erect 1 million years ago.
And we haven't stopped being erect since.
That's right.
Are we supposed to see a doctor?
From the time you're 12.
Are you supposed to see a doctor
For what?
if you're erect more than 24 hours? So we were Homo
Or a
erectus.
naughty nurse. Whoa.
So we were Homo erectus. So
yeah,
somewhere
so
between
they're calling modern civilization 6,000 years ago.
And what's this thing? Poof.
Oh,
Extinct?
there's like saying
We're only 6,000 years
they
old.
found new structures that they think are more like 10 to 15,000 years. And I think they said something about 30,000. I should write shit down.
Yeah. But then we wouldn't have
It
this
goes
shit.
in one ear and out the other.
So there's the missing link. Somewhere between. So that's where you think we went extinct? Or whatever? We disappeared? you think that's where our dark area was? Oh, that's Fred Flintstone. in Homo
No, I
erectus.
think it was more like 30, 40,000.
Oh, you think it was that more?
Yeah, because they talk about so every culture has its own version of the Noah story, the Great Flood.
Mm-hmm.
Not, I shouldn't say every culture, but there are a lot of different cultures
Emphasis on story.
that have a flood story.
Okay.
So my guess is that a meteor or something hit and caused crazy weather
Flooded
patterns and
Flooded the world.
flooded the world. Yes, I'm not saying they built a boat and 2 of every animal got on it. That seems like a little horse shit to me.
Seems like yeah.
Because
Seems like there's a lot of
how do
holes
you know
in that
it's
plot.
first of all, how do you know it's every animal?
Right.
It's only what's in your area.
I was gonna say it's the animals you know,
Yeah, exactly.
and they had to eat each other. The animals had to eat each other. Somebody got loose,
That's a lot of cages.
Yeah.
You know?
and one guy building it all. Seems like a lot of
One
work for one
family,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
It was one family,
Yeah.
and they had to clean all that shit. It was like their own zoo. Noah's Zoo.
Wouldn't you think your boat would sink from all the shit? It would just keep getting lower and lower as you drive, as you float around. Did they float or did they just wait? You know what I mean? Like, was the idea that the boat would just rise up with the tides, and it would just stay there until the water receded?
Yeah, but it's got a. I don't picture it coming in like a bathtub filling up.
What do you think? It's like a tsunami,
It's like a tidal, yeah.
right?
Yeah, like some slapping and just.
Right, but some stories they picture it like he's going somewhere. I don't think they go anywhere.
They're just kind of.
I think they just did it so that they would float.
They're moored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at you. They're bored.
Tried.
They probably got bored too.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's Fred Flintstone.
What?
Fred Flintstone in Homo erectus.
Where's he at?
Right there.
Oh, right there. That's funny.
I didn't realize.
Who
So it's like
made
a-
these crazy fuckers?
I know. But I mean, so we got some missing links in that thing, huh? No trace, no evidence.
No trace.
Well, the idea that thing is insane, right? But there is a through line where everybody had a flood of some sort.
Oh, shut up.
What about it wasn't really water, maybe it was lava. Oh, we misconstrued what they said. Is that possible?
Swing that by me again.
It wasn't water, it was lava. Like the Ring of Fire and everything was hit with lava. Or was it the Ice Age?
Wouldn't that
melting?
have killed everybody?
Yeah. Well, you said we're missing links. Maybe somebody survived.
Did I say that?
2 guys survived? I don't know. One guy survived, saw a monkey, said,
Hey,
let's fix
you're
this.
looking kind of hot.
Let's fix this thing.
Look at that bright pink ass you
Yeah.
got.
Come on, baby. Don't you want to be part of evolution?
I love the bumps it has.
Don't touch me. You got that strong grip. Don't touch me. All right. So, whatever the case may be. So, we got way off track, right? But so we still
Surprise.
got the guys trying to take the gold from the other guys.
Time is running out.
Yeah. So we got to stop this one and finish some more.
It's up to you.
We can call it. We can
Okay.
always pick this back up. You and your Homo erectus.
Hey,
Hey.
you might need a back brace to pick that up. Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey.
Till next time.
All right, folks.
TOT. See you.